Hello, welcome. This challenge is called Can You Beat Super Mario Brothers While Defeating Every Foe? So, yeah, this is the first challenge I gotta do, and all enemies has to be eliminated inside, allow to use power-ups, the gameplay too short, but I'll talk about it, how it went, and every enemy was infinite, gotta be stopped once. Anyway, here's World 1-1. So, at the starting point, see one Goomba and a mushroom. That's how I make myself bigger. Anyways, I just have to know everything I have to do. Anyways, I have to just use the fire flower and just have to shoot every Goomba, and there's one Koopa inside. Yeah, there's only one Koopa in this stage. Grab a star, start running around, and yes, and getting those last two Goombas right there. And that's how I finish World 1-1. World 1-2. So, at the starting point, two Goombas are eliminated. A third one on that coin block. And two more Koopas on there. And after that, what's my reward? A star. Just going through there, bash some enemies along the way. And then, yes, I grab a 1-up. Because why not? And there's this thing about the third pipe just respawning if I enter the first pipe on the left. So it probably doesn't matter because it would count as an infinite enemy in my knowledge. So yeah, that would be not necessary. But anyway, I have to be just I just beat 1-2. And sorry, I don't talk much in my real lifetime, so
1-3. A sky level. You have to shoot everything on its way. The Koopas are all red, but you have to shoot the Goombas before they fall, like this one I just did now. So yeah, just keep doing and you'll be fine. That's the end of this level. Okay, so let's move on. World 1-4. There's nothing except fire which we can take damage from, but the only thing that's in here is Bowser, and it's actually pretty easy to defeat. So you shoot 5 fireballs, grab the axe, and you move on to the next world. Oh yeah, and there'll be always a fake enemy at the end. World 2-1. Well, it's pretty simple. There's a bunch of enemies, you can grab stars, go ahead and bash all of them. Also, piranha plants, make sure you shoot them with a fireball, which is worth the work. Actually, this Koopa right here, don't let anything fall, like I said earlier back in 1-3, and you keep going until you're done. 2-2. There's only bloopers, and I'm not gonna count off the cheap sheeps because they're counted as infinite enemies. The reason why is that even if you stay in one area, the cheap sheeps will always spawn infinitely. So you just shoot all the bloopers and move on to the next level. Get that last cheap right there, and done. World 2-3. Well, that goes the same thing as the last level. You have to shoot just one cheap and then move on to the next level. I actually defeated like 6 cheap and then I just move on with my life. Well, it's just annoying since they can spawn somewhere you can take damage, which is a thing I won't like. World 2-4. Also a castle level, nothing but fire, and whatever is the end, it's always Bowser, which appears to be another enemy, and then you move on. World 3-1, it's a night level. So, time to a party just shooting Goombas, Koopas, Hammer Brothers, grabbing stars, and running around defeating all the enemies you can, and don't let anyone fall, or else it won't count. Yeah, and I won't do that infinite 1-up thingy that's coming to the end, so I'll just move on to the next level. Sorry. 3-2, 300 seconds. I had to use my fireballs to get all the way to the end, including a star, and even that piranha plant over there, which I didn't show. Oh yeah, also there's this one Goomba that almost made it to the end of the screen, and yeah, I was lucky. 3-3. There's only one Goomba in this level. All the rest of the Koopas are all red, which means they won't fall since they get closer to the edge. There's even Paragoombas that it won't be necessary stomping them just to get to the other side. So yeah, that's it. Actually, I want to just skip this because you know what it is. It's just the same thing as I said last two castles. Shoot 5 times and you're good. 4-1, you have to defeat 1 Lakitu and some Spinnies, and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, don't forget all the piranha plants that's coming ahead, because of course they're not infinite, only the Lakitu and the Spinnies. Yeah, it's a pretty boring level. You just have to just run and just defeat everything. Now, I want to talk about this stage, 4-2. You have to, you know, defeat everything, which includes these buzzy beetles that cannot be destroyed, which means I cannot defeat it with fireballs or it's just a single stump. Well, they can be defeated by stars, especially this last one closer to the end, but I actually stepped into one thing what I didn't like at the end. Well, it's this last buzzy beetle. You cannot even reach with your star because that doesn't give you enough time, which means this run cannot be completed. So sad to say, because I just did this work for nothing. Oh well, time to end this misery, I guess. Oh, here I go. Whoa. But what if I try skipping the world all the way to world 8, which is, you know, the last world I have to worry about, which means, yeah, that's actually not gonna happen. You know, there's just Goombas, but there's nothing I can do to defeat this buzzy beetle. So you know what this means? It's not possible. But we're gonna see how many levels can I manage. So yeah, it's sad to say, but let's see how much we can complete. Yeah, I don't know why I defeated this piranha plant, because I thought I want to win. Actually, 4-3, there's only red Koopas. Luckily, just like in World 3-3, except there's no Goombas, just coins and Koopas. That's pretty much it. And yeah, make it to the end. Go 4-4. There's only, well, this piranha plant that keeps spawning every time you get a path that's incorrect. So it's better just to skip it, defeat Bowser, and you're actually good to go. 5-1. There's a star, and there's bullet bills, but they spawn infinitely, which means I have to just defeat one for each cannon. That's right, just each cannon, and then you're good to go. Just waiting for this last one right there. Boom, there we go. Yeah, 5-2 is also possible, which means I have to defeat my first bullet bill and this hammer brother, which keeps me so anxiously that I have to just defeat them without getting hit though. And I can usually just skip here because there will be bloopers. Oh well, nothing to worry about. Pretty nice. After I get out, I grab a star to defeat these buzzy beetles that I cannot defeat them. And actually make it to the end. I was happy after that last world I passed. 5-3. It's the same thing as 1-3, but except it's all bullet bills and the platforms are actually much smaller. There's nothing talking much about here. You just make it all the way to this castle, which is same thing as 2-4, but it's more fire. I mean, literally, much more fire, and you gotta worry about. And you defeat Bowser once again, and you're good to go. Same thing as 4-1, you defeat 1 Lakitu, 1 Spinny, but you have to clear all the piranha plants in your way. It's not that hard, you just have to be careful though. 6-2 is not possible because there is one problem that everybody knows. It's just this Buzzy Beetle cannot be defeated, obviously. Which means I just went to the water, grabbed a star, and just speedrun just the whole stage just to continue all the way to 6-3. Which, there's only bullet bills, just defeat 1 and you're good to go. Easiest level I ever managed. 6-4 is 1-4, which is more fire, just like the 2-4. You know, the castle are just nothing new except Bowser with the new hammers that he got. Moving on to 7-1. I have to be careful with these bullet bills and defeat them for each cannon. Even those the ones that has 2 cannons in one place. Even though I have to defeat a lot of Hammer Brothers and Piranha Plants, but there's this one thing that made me sad. Just 1 Buzzy Beetle. Well, it's not possible, but I wasted all this time just for nothing. 7-2 is actually the same thing as 2-2. And they're the only water levels. And I don't like this blooper that goes away from me every time I turn at him. So I just shoot him down and that's pretty much it. Bunch of cheeps. So of course just defeat 1 and that's it. That's basically it. Even here, because there's cheeps flying around. Oh yeah, and there's enemies, which you have to clear those too. Oh well, I'm just bored, just nothing to do. Anyway, 7-4 is another path selection. You have to hope you're right. There's nothing except, of course, Bowser for the 7th time, and 2nd time with the hammers, so that's it. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna talk about 8-1 because we know that the result that the Buzzy Beetle cannot be defeated at the starting point, so I don't want to talk about it. So, once again, not possible. 8-2, well, it's not actually possible. It's not the Lakitu or the Spinnies or nothing, but oh, you know what? You guessed it. This gosh darn Buzzy Beetle that cannot be defeated unless we're given a star. 8-3, well, was a bit of fun because it's a fortress that you're getting to the end. Oh yeah, and it's actually possible, of course. Yep, you can defeat every enemy. There's no Buzzy Beetles, nothing to worry about, which is great. Well, here we go. 8-4, which has enemies. First and last time in this game. Of course, there's Goombas, and there's this one piranha plant that, you know, well, keeps disappearing every time I go nearby it. So I try something. Just keep jumping and shooting, hopefully just to get a good shot at it. It took me quite a time, which has to be very accurate and the right pixel or else it'll disappear. A few tries later, I made it. Oh no, 2 Buzzy Beetles, what am I gonna do? Well, here's what am I gonna do. Hit both of their shells, and you're good to go. Oh, well, it cannot be done with the other level because there's just one, but with two, you're good. In this Cheep Cheep section, you just defeat one Cheep Cheep. And there we go. I defeat one. Go to the underwater. Oh yeah, there's a invisible piranha plant over there at the start. There's a bunch of bloopers and fire bars. Oh boy, we're getting closer to the end. One last hammer brother, one last fire bubble, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which that was the real Bowser. And I had 46 seconds left, and I did it. That was Super Mario Brothers. Can you defeat every foe? Well, it's not 100%, but I'll see how much of these levels I completed.